And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here, Lucas from Mars, again with another episode of this custom league and the playoffs continuing here in this divisional round as the Boston Barons down 0-2 to the Houston Reapers here. The home team, the favorite in this series, is now needing to pull off 3 wins in a row here. They got to go on the road to Houston to be able to take these 2 games. They look to keep their season alive in this episode. Kansas City as well, kind of on the brink. I mean, there's some teams that are down 0-2 right now in this in the playoffs here going forward. As we saw some teams clinch in the last round 2-0 series lead for Houston, who really has been pretty dominant in this series overall. We saw a 10-2 win, an absolute blowout win for them last time, and then we saw them win 4-1. I mean, the story of the series so far has been the pitching for Houston. It has been absolutely incredible. As last episode we saw some of these divisional rounds wrap up. We could see the finale of the divisional series is here in this episode right now, as Salt Lake, Seattle have already been eliminated. Now it's Kansas City and Boston trying to fight for their postseason lives. Here we go, and the man on the mound for the Reapers in this game is Ryan Yarbrough, who pitched 187 innings this year, 3.64 ERA, and a 1.27 whip with 123 strikeouts. Pretty good numbers overall for Yarbrough this season. And he'll be facing off against a lineup here that in Boston, good regular season numbers, but they have just hit a cold streak. Basically, every person in this batting order right now, besides Kyle Tucker, has really struggled to get going in this postseason. As you see, Amed Rosario is so far 0-for-7 in the playoffs, as he's going to ground out. Kiermaier's got 1 hit. Arias has only got 1 hit. And, just not a lot of hits at all overall in general. There's no Joe Musgrove pitching for the Barons. And Joe Musgrove, of course, this team got him in a trade in the middle of this season from, I believe, where was he pitching last? I don't know why I can't remember where he was pitching before that trade happened, but I think he was pitching with the Spiders or something. But they got him in a trade, and Houston's already scored here in this first inning, as I'm trying to kind of give you that background, as that's a 1-2, not a 1-2-3 inning. Boston got a hit there in that frame, but already Houston here ahead 1-0, so Joe Musgrove's gonna have to recover. How can he do that? He walks Sanchez, but then strikes out the next batter. Ford doesn't have a hit yet, and that was a 1-2-3 quick and easy frame. Matt Duffy, another single. He went 4-for-4 last game. In the last game, and he's gotten 2-for-2 here to start this game. He's batting over 700 in this series right now. That's incredible. There's a sac fly and a pop-up. First and third, nobody out, and they don't get a run. Wow. Houston misses a huge opportunity right there as we go to the 4th inning. There's the second hit of the series for Kevin Kiermaier. There's Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker's batting like 350 right now. Alejandro Kirk is going to finally come through. That's his first hit of the playoffs there in his 9th at-bat of the postseason. And Boston's got a run in this game. 3 hits. Now they had 3 hits. I think they have more hits now in this game than they had in both games 1 and 2 combined in total, as there is not a run there in that inning. But we're seeing some offense at least a little bit here, much more than we've seen in previous games in this series. But that was a 1-2-3 inning. All 3, a few strikeouts right there in a row. That was a big frame. Here's Alex Bregman, and that's a ground down. Alex Bregman, one of the few guys that really not do much in this postseason for the as there's a walk to Scrumsey for Houston, and that's a fielder's choice. Another monster opportunity. Bases loaded right there, and nothing. Wow. Kevin Biggio still can't get a hit. There's the first hit for Mike Ford in the postseason. And now there's 2 men on base for Amed Rosario, who's 1-for-10 in this series so far. Got a single back in the 5th inning. Got 2 men on here at a 1-1 tie, as that pitch is high, a high cutter here. Ryan Yarbrough still on the mound. 93 pitches on the ledger for him. And here comes It's a sinker that's driven out to center field. Sanchez can't get to this one. It is gone. 3-run homer, Amed Rosario. Second hit of the playoffs. Second of this game for him, and a 4-1 lead for Boston. It's their first lead of this entire series so far. 354 feet right there, 89% now. Chance to win for the Barons after that swing. Man, that's the biggest swing of their postseason so far to this point. And they have now more runs, definitely more hits in this game than they had in the first two combined in this series. Out comes Daniel Hudson. Ronnie Arbo pitched really, really excellent right there. I mean, that was a bad mistake pitch. And a big three-run homer he gave up to Rosario. But overall, really good numbers in this game for him. As that's a swing and a miss. Strikeout of Kevin Kiermaier to end the inning. But a huge swing from Amed Rosario. The biggest of the postseason for the Barons. They now have a lead late in this Game 3, looking to stay alive in this series. So now we go bottom 7, and here's Tanner Scott. 1.1 innings for him so far, and he has been really good in those frames. He's got a strikeout and a walk allowed in the playoffs to this point. But he looks to hold the first lead that Boston's gotten all series long. And here's Mondesi. He's 3 for 12 in the postseason. He's going to take that sinker there down low for ball 4. Certainly don't want to count this team out. And here's now Matt Duffy, who's 7 for 11 in this series with 3 RBIs. That is ridiculous. He has been super hot here, as that's a slider that is high. Okay, not an amazing location exactly by Tanner Scott, but Matt Duffy, for some reason, let that pitch go. 1-2. He can't make contact with that pitch either. And that was, another very hittable slider right there in the zone. But Matt Duffy a little bit early, I think, on that swing. So that's a big out number 1 in the inning. Now it's Freddie Freeman. 1 for 2 in the game. He's going to swing and miss at a fastball inside. So Tanner Scott's got a couple of Ks here after the walk. Big pitches right here in this at-bat. And that was a really fantastic fastball there inside of Freeman, who's been very hot in the playoffs. And here's Rafael Devers. Speaking of guys that are hot, 1 for 3 in this game. He's got a homer, 3 RBIs so far in the postseason here. As they're going to go a pickoff move, and it's going to work. What a play. What a move by Tanner Scott. Picks off, I believe that was Duffy. That was Duffy at first base, I think. But either way, picks off the guy at first there. What a play. And now we go to the top of the 8th. And here's Luis Arias. 1 for 10 for him in this series. Daniel Hudson, he does not go around on that slider there. As that pitch is also misses out low for ball 4. Or ball 3, excuse me. Kyle Tucker is on deck. Full count pitch to Arias. Now it's a four-seamer swung on and missed. Second strikeout there. Ignore this really weird cameo like in the wall there, as that was a good pitch, and Arias just late cannot connect. So now here's Kyle Tucker, who, has been one of the few guys to hit the ball effectively in this series for Boston. That is his first hit of this game, though, as he does beat out that infield single. This is just the type of hitter he is. He reaches out there like that on a pitch way outside, and, he doesn't even get very much of it, but is able to beat it out. So, yeah, it'd be really hard to control that hitter right there. Paul Sewell now comes out for the Reapers here. He's given up a run in his inning of work so far with a couple of strikeouts. Average of lefties is at 1,000. Average right now, that's, not what you want to see. That ball misses just barely, apparently, to Darren Ruff, who is 1 for 2 in this game. And a full count pitch. Fly ball on a two-seamer. That ball is down and off the wall. Extra bases here. Tucker is going to stop at third base. Darren Ruff is to second with a double. And that's only his third hit, maybe only his second of this series here. Now second and third, one man out for Kirk, 1 for 3. It's a little tapper right out in front of the mound, and that's not going to be helpful. That doesn't score anybody. And now there's 2 down in the inning, and Kirk struggles in this postseason continue, although he does have an RBI single today, but there's another excellent RBI chance that he cannot take advantage of. And now here's Cavan Biggio, who is so far 0 for 9 in this series. And they're actually not going to give him a chance to hit in this at-bat here. They're going to intentionally walk him to load up the bases. Maybe a mashup scenario here as Michael Ford comes to the dish. And he's only got 1 hit so far in the playoffs. 0-1. That's a 4-seamer there. Strike 2. Perfect location by Sewald. And that is going to miss. It's ball 4 just inside. So it's Paul Sewald a walk and a run here. Tucker scores. Boston's on the board again. It's 5-1. There is McCutchen. 1 for 8 in this series with that home run that we saw in game 1. He is going to swing and miss at that fastball there. But, man, Boston, they do get a run in that inning. I think they only had 1 hit in that frame. And they get a run off of a walk. So they got a 4-run cushion here in this game. I mean, a massive lead for them in this series compared to the other 2 games in this series so far. Drew Steckenrider comes on out, and yeah, he struggled a lot in his only action to this point in this series. 13.5 ERA and 0.2 innings. But now Rafael Devers is going to step back up to the plate again after the pickoff move that we saw in the last inning. 1-1 pitch. Devers is going to take this one and crush it to left field. Rafael Devers with his second of the series. Another no-doubter for him. 380 on the distance there to straightaway left. And it's a 3-run lead for the Barons. And yeah, just such a strong hitter here. And, not a great location on this pitch here by Steckenrider. But, man, I mean, you don't need to miss by much for Devers to take it out, and he put that ball about halfway up in the rows there in left center field. There's JD Martinez. He's going to swing and miss, and a 4-seam fastball there for strike 3. Now here's James McCann. I mean, a big spot here. Can he maintain a 3-run advantage? Let's see. 0-1, and a fly ball center field, and it is going to be caught there by Kevin Kiermaier. It took a while for that ball to get into the mitt, but Rafael Devers does make it a 3-run lead, and, I mean, we know who Boston's closer is. It's the best one in the business, so we'll see if the Barons can add on to this lead, though, as we go into the 9th. Here's Connor Brogdon, 35 innings for him this season, a 3.86 ERA and a 1.26 whip. Pretty good numbers for him overall on the year. 34 strikeouts, that's a good amount of strikeouts there. And here's Amed Rosario. Big swing earlier in the night. Now a 2-1. It was crushed by Rosario. Sends it to left field. And Amed Rosario has homered again. It is his second of the game. And a 4-run lead again. Back to Boston. 6-2, and compared to the first couple games in this series, and absolute offensive explosion right now for the Boston Barons tonight. And Amed Rosario is at the forefront of it, as that one gets into the batter's eye area there in left field. That was huge, as that's a cutter there for strike 3. But, man, Amed Rosario, have yourself a day. He's got 4 ribbies now, 2 homers. And, the star of Game 3 for the Barons, looking to keep this series going. They're not going to bring out their closer yet. Miguel Figueroa is going to come out, and he was good this year. I mean, the whip is definitely a little high at 1.48, but 56 innings at 2.86 ERA. Not too bad there for the ERA numbers and anything like that. And he just got a lot of strikeouts this year as well. But here's Mike Yastrzemski. 0-1, that's a ground ball. Nice stop by the third baseman, but the throw is not going to be in time. It pushes him off the bag, but I think Yastrzemski would have been safe regardless, so that's a base hit. Now it's Jesus Sanchez, over 2 in the game. Sanchez lines it to left field. Oh man, that ball got out in a hurry. A homer to right by Jesus Sanchez. And it is a 2-run game here in the ninth. That is Sanchez's first homer here in this game, or in this series. And for him, in his entire postseason career, as, I mean, not one that got out by much. That's one of those line drive homers in this ballpark. 335 feet was all that was on the distance on that one. Now it's Mondesi, and Alberto Mondesi's going to swing and miss at that changeup. So that's 3 batters for Figueroa. And with that 3-batter minimum set, they're going to go to the bullpen again and bring out the closer, the reliever of the year in the American League, David Bednar. 58 out of 63 in save opportunities, 67 innings, 2 ERA, and a 0.92 whip. I mean, those are incredible, absolutely ridiculous numbers for David Bednar. And Matt Duffy's shaking his head. That was a filthy pitch right there that he swung at. And then he's going to swing at a 4-seamer at near his eyes there for strike 3. And David Bednar just dominated that at bat. My goodness.
First baseman.
And okay, that splitter was not necessarily a great location, but man, those other pitches in this at bat were really, really good there. Finished it off with 3 fastballs in a row. And now it's Freddie Freeman. Grounds it over to third, and that is going to take care of it here as the throw to first is in time. And Boston wins Game 3 here on the road to keep their season going. A 6-4 victory in this one tonight. And, I mean, the offense for Boston finally showed up for them in this game. And Metarizzoia leading the charge, had a couple of homers, 3 hits overall in this one. A lot of late action in this game overall. I mean, it was a 1-1 game when we first went into it in the 7th inning, and it finishes 6-4. Joe Musgrove gets the win in this one, and he pitched really well today. Ron Yarbrough gets handed the loss. David Bednar the save, and his first opportunity in this postseason to close a game. Reapers still lead the series 2-1. So, you know, the Reapers are still in good position here. They still got some home field advantage, and, you know, still got another game here in Houston to try and close the series out. And we'll see if they can do that later on in the episode, as there's the 2 swings and the 2 homers by Rosario, and the final out there, once again, ground ball. That is Luis Urias. That is at third base, I think. I don't know if I actually said that, but I was pretty sure. But yeah, Metarizzoia, player of the game, obviously 3 for 5 day. And, you know, honestly, I mean, 9 hits for Boston. This was a positive offensive explosion for them today. But Joe Musgrove, 6 innings, 7 hits in total, 6 strikeouts, only 1 run. That's the best starting pitching performance that the Barons have gotten in the postseason so far. Mondesi, 1 for 4. Matt Duffy's batting .538, had a 2 for 5 day. Freeman got an RBI, batting .385. Devers 2 for 4. He got his second homer in this game, .357. I mean, Martinez is batting .400. I mean, really the only guys that are struggling right now, Alex Bregman and Mike Yastrzemski, in this batting order for the Houston Reapers here. So really good offense overall for them. And Ron Yarbrough, you know, 6.2 innings, 6 hits. I mean, he gave up 3 of his 4 runs on 1 swing there late into his start. So overall, it wasn't really that bad of a performance for him in this game. Daniel Hudson gave up a run and, you know, 0.2 innings. Sewald, 0.2 innings, didn't give up anything, but did give up 2 hits and a walk. And then the other bullpen guy there. And then you go to Boston, and, you know, positively a great day for them offensively. You got Rosario 3 for 5 in this one. Kevin Kiermaier got a hit, but, you know, Urias only has 1 hit. Kyle Tucker did get a hit in this one. He's batting .364. But Darren Roth got his first couple of hits in this one. Some other guys got their first couple of hits. Ford got an RBI. Kirk got his first RBI, his first couple of hits in the postseason. And in the pitching, I mean, Joe Musgrove, fantastic day. 6 innings, 7 hits, 1 run allowed, 6 strikeouts, 1.5 ERA. Tanner Scott pitched a scoreless inning. Steckenrider gave up a run. Figueroa gave up 2. And then David Benner finished it off 0.2 innings with the save. So that was Game 3 of that series here. Now we have Game 4 of this divisional round between Nashville and Kansas City. And man, this has been a fantastic series to this point and a really interesting setup for Game 4. We're in Kansas City here still in this one. But, I mean, right now the Stars are in the lead in this series here. So this is an elimination game for Kansas City at home, and you know they won their first home game, which was the wildcard game. Of course, they won a game 1 on the road in this series, but you know this has been a really interesting series to this point. 10-8 and 9-8. The first 2 games were just offense heavy like crazy. 5-3 win for Nashville in Game 3. The scoring slowed down a lot in that one, but Aaron Nola is back on the mound. This is his second appearance of the playoffs, and, you know, kind of struggled in the wildcard game overall. Has a 2.2 whip after his first Game 1 start where he pitched 5 innings. I think he gave up 6 runs, something like that, in that start. So not an amazing performance for him. Looks to improve on those numbers today. Here's Francisco Lindor, who's got a 1.462 OPS. That's crazy. Batting .417 at the moment. 2 homers and 5 ribbies. He grounds out there. J.D. Davis, 273. He gets a double. Mike Trout has been kind of quiet in this series overall. He did have a big swing in the last game, though. Here's Kyle Schwarber, 455, average of 1.5 OPS for him this postseason. That's incredible. He's going to add to it. That's a ground ball down the first baseline. That is going to be an RBI double. Yes, into second goes Kyle Schwarber. I mean, just continuing to produce. That's his 4th ribby of this series here, and Nashville jumps on Aaron Nola, gets a run immediately. Now here's Paul Goldschmidt, who's batting .365 in the series so far. Maybe it's .385. That's ball 4 to him. And now it's Santiago Espinal. Only 1 hit for him so far in the postseason, but that is a ball that misses. He's only .063 right now. So they're kind of the guy you want up if you're Aaron Nola to try and end this inning off. And it's a ground ball, and it's going to actually... Whoa, it's a line drive! What am I saying? And it was caught on a dive by Brandon Nimmo. Oh my goodness, I totally misread that baseball. I do that sometimes when I'm announcing it here. I kind of forget what the actual play was, or what the... I mean, I don't remember the plays of, the game because I recorded these pretty far back in the past when I'm actually doing the voiceovers of them, but what incredible numbers from Michael Wacha this year, actually. A 3.15 ERA in 188 innings. One of his better seasons of his career. But yeah, I did not even realize at first that was in the air. That was quite the fantastic diving play by Brandon Nimmo right there. I misspoke. But we're going to go into quick managing here. We're going to go back to it. I just wanted to show you Michael Wacha's stats, and then we ended up seeing a RBI right there by Paul Goldschmidt. And there's a base hit by Alvarez. Jose Abreu is batting .353. That's a flyout. So now bottom of the order here for Nashville. And that was a 1-2-3 inning right there. Ground out. A couple of ground outs in this frame. Here's Bobby Witt. And he's going to fly out. Okay. Wood seems 2 hits. Nashville with a run so far. This walk. And a pop-up. Kyle Schwarber batting .500. He's going to ground out in that at-bat there. There's a walk of Trent Grisham. Fly out, strike out, and Alvarez can't do anything either. So, good start for 3 innings so far for Michael Wacha. And overall, a pretty good bounce back from Aaron Nola. That's a not a 1-2-3. Tommy Stella doubles, and that's a fly out. So, I mean, Kansas City hasn't had a lot of opportunities. That was really their first big opportunity to score a run, and they can't do anything with it. And much more of a pitcher's kind of style of game here. That's a runner thrown out. Bobby Witt Jr. was thrown out of the plate right there. Now Chris Taylor is going to fly out. Brandon Nimmo is going to swing and crush a 2-run homer. Okay, that's his first home run of the postseason. And he was only batting .200 going into that at bat. So that was a big swing. And Kansas City now is in the lead. So far, 5 innings. Aaron Nola's been great in this one. There's a double by J.D. Davis, though. Mike Trout is only batting .200 He's going to fly out. Schwarber's back up to the dish. He's going to strike out. Cole Goldschmidt is going to launch a 2-run homer. Wow, and so Nashville responds right away and immediately with a homer of their own. There's a base hit by Espinal. Only his second of the series, and Paul DeJong crushes another home run. That is his first homer of the postseason. 2-run shot makes it 5-2, and the Monarchs are going to their bullpen here. So, man, Aaron Nola had a great first 5 innings, but it all falls apart for him there in the 6th. And meanwhile, Michael Wacha, through 6 innings, only given up 2 hits so far. 2 runs, excuse me. He's been very good. He's just going Lindor, doubles. That's a fly out. Trout, and he's going to get a base hit. So that's really one of his, I mean, you know, he's a guy that you can't keep quiet for very long. And, you know, surprised he hasn't done more in this postseason, but certainly a guy you want to keep on your radar. There's a base hit by Schwarber. Now Tim Bastar comes out, and that's a base hit as Santiago Espinal is picking it up. That's his 3rd hit now in the last couple of games, and it's 7-2 Nashville. So, man, some domination right now from the Nashville Bats. They have been incredible, and speaking of incredible, how about 7 scoreless innings, technically, as the 2 runs that were scored in the 5th were not counted or not charged to Michael Wacha here, and more base runners, but that was a big double play to get him out of it. Now, there's a walk, and how much longer do you want Wacha to go? That's a base hit by Alvarez, and they're going to go to the bullpen. Okay, Noah Ramirez comes out at pitching change here. That's a walk. So here's Alex Dickerson, and you know what he's done in the postseason. 5 homers, 11 RBIs, 364 average. He is 0 for 3 in this game so far, though. 2-2, and it's a pop-up. Oh, man, in foul territory, and it's caught by Espinal. That was a huge missed opportunity. And, I mean, man, for a guy that has been so key for Kansas City, that is unfortunate. Titus Tommy La Stella, 5 for 16 in this series here. And a 1-0. You gotta get at least 1 or 2. That's a ground ball. That's gonna do the job. That's gonna score 1. Around third comes the runner. Throw is offline. Alvarez, I believe that is, scores from second, and it's 7-4. So Tommy La Stella with his 6th hit of the postseason. That was a good swing right there on a fastball that was, you know, right at his knees, basically. And now here's Austin Nola, 1 for 3 in this game. He's going to swing at a high slurve. That was a pitch he got to crush. He's been 6 for 15 in this series, and he's been very good so far in the playoffs for Kansas City. So here's an 0-1 from Ramirez. He gets the sign from his catcher. And here it comes. It's a line drive. That's going to fall in. That's a base hit. And they're not going to test the runner there, as Abreu will stay put at third. But, man, that was not a good job by Noah Ramirez out of the bullpen, so they're going to go back to it. And here's Jimmy Nelson, who, really struggled in the 1.1 innings that he's gotten so far in the playoffs. That ERA is at a 20.25. So, what can he do here in this spot? Here's Bobby Witt Jr. going to take a four-seamer way inside, almost hitting him there, had to back up on it. And now the count is 3-1. Prime spot right now for Bobby Witt. He's going to ground it past the first baseman. Goldschmidt into right. That's going to score another run. Monarchs are now only down by 2. And Bobby Witt Jr. is the go-ahead run that just put himself on base. Good swing there by Witt Jr. That run charged to Noah Ramirez. And, this is a bad situation right now for the Stars, and I don't really know why they brought out Shea Whitcomb as a pinch runner, but they did there. That's a swing and a miss. Trent Grisham strikes out, and that was a huge strikeout right there by Nelson. Let's get one more look at it here. Yeah, way behind on that fastball right there. Yeah, way behind on it. Can't hack that one. And now, bases loaded, 2 down for Chris Taylor. 0 for 4 today, and that's a grounder over to short. He's going to be 0 for 5. And the Monarchs do get a couple there in that inning. They get 3. I guess it could have been worse. If you're Nashville, you still have the lead. And we're going to go down to the 9th. So can Kansas City Nashville, excuse me, add on to it. 467 average for Kyle Schwarber, but he looked so foolish on that pitch. Mike Myers gets him with a way inside fastball, and now here's Paul Goldschmidt. And his second homer of the postseason. Last time up, and he's going to swing at a slider. And Mike Myers right there in that appearance made some hitters look foolish with their swings. But it all comes down now to this. 2, 3, and 4. I mean, you couldn't have had a better spot in your order to come up if you're Kansas City here in the bottom of the 9th against Trevor May, who has been, hittable in this postseason. He was knocked for a run his first time he was out there, but he did get a clean save in his last appearance back in game number 3. So here we go. Brandon Nimmo is straight into the plate to start the 9th. 2-2, and Nimmo is a four-seamer swung on and missed. Down low at the knees. Beautiful pitch by Trevor May right there. And that's a big out number 1. Yeah, not really way late on it, but definitely late on that pitch. And Yordan Alvarez. And Yordan Alvarez is going to swing and miss. Man, Trevor May, he's got a couple of strikeouts every time that he's come to the mound so far. That's already his 6th in this series. As that was a ball that, Alvarez was way late on. We really haven't said Yordan Alvarez's name too much, considering what kind of a star he is for Kansas City in this series, or in the postseason in general. That's a swing and a miss by Abreu, who has been really good in this series. We haven't seen him do anything today, though. 0 for 3 so far tonight. May is going to get his pitch here from Pena. He's going to come out with the 0-1 to Abreu, who is crushed down the line and left, and it's gone! Jose Abreu with his second homer of the playoffs, and the Monarchs are not dead yet. It's a 1-run game here in the 9th. And yeah, you definitely don't want to count this Monarchs team out of a situation and out of the game at all. In general, that was a huge swing right there by Jose Abreu, who's been one of the better hitters here for the Monarchs in this playoff run. So now it's a 1-run game. And now here's Alex Dickerson, 0 for 4. Kind of the perfect guy you want right here in this spot. Although he's 0 for 4 today. He missed a massive bases loaded opportunity last time. So now 2-1. It's on the corner. That's a circle change for strike 2. As here it comes. That misses. A slider down low for ball 3. And, Shea Whitcomb is the guy on deck. I think he would be okay with maybe walking Dickerson to get to him. But now a 3-2 pitch. As Trevor May wants to win it right here. That was a beautiful inside fastball. I believe that was struck as that gets the strikeout. And the Stars secure a series victory here over the Monarchs. They win this divisional round series in 4 games. They take this one 7-6. Another tightly contested 1-run victory in this series. And man, from the outset in this series, I felt like it was going to go at least 4 or 5 games. I thought it was going to go all the way to game 5 after the first 2 games that we saw in this series. But a 4-game series, so competitive all the way through, and Kansas City trying to stage a late rally. They got almost all the way there. They just couldn't quite finish it. So Nashville, the teams, is the best team remaining in this playoff field, and they are now playing Indianapolis in the NLCS. What a fascinating matchup that's going to be. So there's Lindor, 1 for 5. Davis was 2 for 4. And Trout got an RBI. Schwarber was 2 for 5 with an RBI. Goldschmidt got a couple of ribbies. Trout 3 over RBI, Schwarber 4. DeYoung had a couple of RBIs and a home run as well. And, I mean, Wacha was excellent in this start. 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, but only 2 of them were earned. 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. Great stuff there. Noah Ramirez gave up a run in his, only inning only out that he was able to get. Nelson 0.2 of an inning, didn't give up any runs. Trevor May gave up a homer there, but did close the door with the save. And then you look at Kansas City, and, 240 average for Taylor. Brandon Nimmo had a pretty good game in this one, but 227. Yordan Alvarez batting 250. That's a little bit lower than you would want. But Abreu had a big home run in this game. Dickerson, really after Game 2 in this series, didn't really do much of anything. He didn't do anything in this game. He went 0 for 5. Tom Listow was really good in the playoffs. 2 RBIs in this game, batted 350 overall. Aaron Nola batted 400. Lightwood Jr. batted 238, and Trent Grisham batted 294. So really, honestly, the offense for Kansas City was not their issue. Their offense was very good, and everybody contributed for the most part in this batting order all postseason long for them. But their pitching, it really wasn't that great, and that was their Achilles heel. And in this series, especially, Aaron Nola kind of struggled in this game, struggled in the playoffs overall. Chafin gave up a couple of runs in relief. Bastar, 0.2 innings, didn't give up anything. And Myers, 2 innings, scoreless. But, overall, the bullpen, starting pitching for Kansas City, that was kind of their downfall in this postseason for them. They couldn't really maintain leads when they had them and couldn't hold off the offense there for Nashville very well. So now we go back to this divisional series here in the American League. This is the last divisional series now that we have left to decide, and we just saw Game 3, so Boston here trying to win Game 4 on the road as well and set up a deciding Game 5 to take the series out right away from the Reapers here. Remember, the winner of this game, and the winner of this series, will play the New York Honey Badgers in the American League Divisional, or American League Championship Series. I don't know why I keep getting those confused, but either way, here's Mike Minor, and this season for him was pretty decent. 3.92 ERA and 197 innings. I mean, he's number 4 pitcher in this pitching staff, and that's a good year for your number 4 starter. So good stuff from him. Good stuff from Eder Rosario. The last time we saw him, batting 250 now with a couple of homers after last night's game. And he's going to pop up, though, and there's a ground down, and that's a solo home run. Luis Arias, only like his 2nd or 3rd hit of the whole postseason there. His first homer, and Boston, for the first time in this series, scores first. So now the pitcher for the Barons is Zach Plesac, who had a pretty good season, that's for sure, this year. He had like a 3.25 ERA this year or something like that. But now we get to Devers. There's a ground out, fly out. Here's Bregman, and Alex Bregman is going to hit a home run. That's the first time we've really seen Alex Bregman do much of anything. That's only his 2nd hit of the postseason for him, and we're tied like that at 1. Mike Yastrzemski strikes out. He's kind of struggled in the playoffs, but now we go to the 3rd inning, and that was a 1-2-3 frame. Okay, there's a walk of McCann. Jesus Sanchez gets a base hit. Modesty hasn't done much since the home run that he got in the Game 1. That's a fly out. Freddie Freeman strikes out. Okay, nothing doing there for Houston in that frame. There's another hit by Luis Arias. But there's a walk. Evan Biggio, he's going to get a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 11 right now in the postseason. Not good numbers there as a strikeout. Alex Bregman back up again. He's going to get a base hit here. Mike Yastrzemski is going to line out. Okay, McCann. That's a big base hit. That's a run scored. And 2-1 now. Houston's got the lead. And Mike Minor has seemingly gotten into a rhythm and gotten into a groove. Now at this point, he's now throwing out 4 scoreless innings. As we are in the bottom of the 5th, Matt Duffy's up again. Matt Duffy's going to double back to that 500 average pretty much. And there's a walk. Okay, Devers is back up again. And Devers flies out. JD Martinez at the plates. And JD Martinez is going to get a base hit. I mean, he's batting over 400 in the postseason, but that was his first RBI of the playoffs. Now it's 3-1. And whereas the offense gone for Boston, it's completely disappeared. They still only have 2 hits here through 6 innings. And they just can't get anything going now off Mike Minor, who's dominating them. There's a walk. Bizzer still without a hit. There's a strikeout. McCutchen, 1 for 11. Man, this is bad. I mean, Boston's offense here has just gone silent again. Single and a walk. Freeman is at the plate. We're going to go into the game now. And here's Freddie Freeman. 333 average, a homer, and 4 RBIs for him so far. 0-2. That's a slider for strike 3. Good pitch by Tanner Scott, who's really not looking for this lead to go any more than it is right now, especially considering Boston's offensive ineptitude to this point in the game. There's Rafael Devers, 0 for 3 tonight. And a good count for him, 3-1. It's going to be a line drive, and it's gone! Just over the wall and right. And that one was even shorter than we saw Sanchez hit his last game. Man, only 312 feet, but it counts all the same. The third homer for Rafael Devers into this series. And that is a killer, man. 3-run shot, and now a 5-run lead. This late in the game, considering how, we've seen this offense play, that seems almost insurmountable. So, that was brutal. Now you're going to bring out John Bender, who had a really bad season this year. 13 strikeouts and 13 walks. Not a very good strikeout-to-walk ratio right there. And I just go back into the quick manage situation here, and Bender now is struggling to get through this 7th inning. He does get a strikeout there. He does get a couple, okay, to end that 7th inning. But, I mean, somehow, some way, you got to figure out a way to scrap some runs across. Here's Amed Rosario up again. He is 0 for 3 tonight. And that's a swing. That's a four-seamer right down the middle. And that brings the center fielder to the wall. Jesus Sanchez runs out of room as it's gone. Amed Rosario again. One-man wrecking crew right now for Boston. That's his 3rd homer here in his last couple of games. And it is a 4-run lead. So, I mean, it's not dead yet. That one right into the grass out there in center. And that was only like the 3rd hit that they've gotten all day off of Mike Minor, who was unbelievable in this start. And, I mean, 3 out of the 4 pitching outings from these Houston pitchers have been just fantastic. And even, the one that we saw from Paxton last time wasn't really that bad. So, man, the pitching for Boston in this series has been incredible. Alex Vesia comes out of the bullpen so far. 1 scoreless inning of relief for him. As Kevin Kiermaier is going to draw a walk. He's still only got like 1 hit in this series, but he gets on base for Kyle Tucker, who hasn't done anything recently. We went 0 for... he went like 1 for 5 last game. And he's going to swing and crush this ball, though, to right field. I guess I should hush my mouth. That ball is gone. Kyle Tucker, he gets his 3rd of this series. And Boston is definitely not out of it. It's a 2-run lead now for Houston here in the 8th. So Kyle Tucker kind of shut me up real quick right there with that swing. I mean, yeah, he's just been the star of the show for Boston, carrying the team right now on his back, basically. Him and Amed Rosario have had fantastic series, really the last couple of games for Rosario, but 423, that was a no-doubter. That one deserved to be gone. That would have been gone in any ballpark. That's a swing and a miss, as Darren Ruff cannot catch up to it there. Vesia comes out, he faces 3 batters, I think, and he's going to be taken out of the game again for Kendall Graveman, so you're going to ask him to get a 4-out save. And, we saw him come out to close and save Game 2 of this series, if you can remember, and he's going to try and close out the series here in a Game 4. So here's Alexander Kirk, 1 for 12 in this series. That's not a great series for you. That's a swing and a miss there at a sinker. His 1 hit was an RBI single back in Game 3. Now 2-2 to Kirk. Graveman's got the pitch here, and he's going to come at it with it, and it's a circle change. That was filthy, and Kirk could not handle it, and he's going to be 1 for 13 now after that swing. And that is just the case with way too many of these batters in this Boston lineup. They got 4 hits so far today, but, I mean, you know, half of those come from just 2 guys, and it's basically been like that all series long. Here's John King to come out. He's given up a run so far in 3 innings of work. Line drive! Oh, and they tag the runner at first. That was Jesus Sanchez at first base, I believe, and that was a double play. Okay. Right double play turned right there, and now it's Matt Duffy up again. Still batting 500 in this series. Pretty incredible there. And John King is going to come at Duffy here with the 1-0, and it's a grounder over to first. And Ruff probably could have ran over to first to take care of that himself, but he throws it to the pitcher, and King steps on the bag. So that ends the 8th inning, and Boston's got to score 2 runs here against Kendall Graveman to keep their season alive. Let's see if they can do it. It is 7, 8, and 9, though, in the batting order. Kevin Biggio is a pretty terrible 0 for 11 right now in the playoffs. So not the ideal spot in the order. There's only like 2 hits between these 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Barons in this series right now. Now Biggio's down to 0-2. Graven's got the pitch here. And here it comes. It's a sinker, and Biggio out in front swings through it. 0 for 12. That is rough. Mike Ford is 0 for 3 in this game. He's going to get hit by that pitch, though, inside. And now it's to McCutchen, who still only got that 1 hit. That was the home run back in the 10-2 blowout Game 1 defeat, as he takes a slider there at the knees for strike 2. And Graven's going to come at him here with an 0-2 pitch now. It's a curveball, swung on and missed. Man, perfect location there by Graveman, right at the knees. And, I mean, incredibly hard pitch to hit. It starts right down the middle, basically. McCutchen out in front of it. And now, Boston's down to the last out. So here is Matt Rosario again. And I guess if you want anybody for the game to come down to, it would be Rosario. He swings very early at that slider, though. But, I mean, he's got a home run. In this game, he's 4 for 16 with 3 homers in the series. So, here we go. What can he do here? 1-1. That's on the corner for strike 2. They're down to their last strike now. 1-2 to Rosario. It's a fly ball. Deep to center field. Sanchez is near the wall. He makes the catch. Man, Rosario hit that ball really far, about 360 feet or so, but it doesn't have enough to go over, and the game is over. The series is over. The Boston Barons have been eliminated, and the Houston Reapers are moving on to the ALCS. So they capture the division crown, and now they have a chance to capture the American League crown. And they're facing New York in the divisional series. I'm not sure how many times those teams played this year, but that is an interesting matchup, but not the one that many would have expected going into the playoffs. I certainly did not expect. Well, I mean, I think I had a good shot. I think that I knew that I can't speak right now. I knew that the Reapers had a good chance to win this series, but I didn't expect New York to do what they did. But, I mean, you look at this lineup, and it was just bad. I mean, you got Rosario, who really didn't turn up until the last 2 games, but Kevin Kiermaier had, like, 1 hit. Luis Arias finally did something, but he only batted 187. Tucker was good in this series for sure, but Darren Ruff had, like, 1 or 2 hits. Alexander Kirk had 1 hit. Biggio had no hits. And Ford and McCutchen also had 1 hit. I mean, the 6 through 9 guys in this batting order had 3 hits combined, and Darren Ruff only had 2. So 5 hits from 5 to 9 in the batting order. You're just not going to win a series doing that. See, I mean, that's just a complete, utter lack of offensive production. It's not even like the pitching for Boston was really that bad. I mean, they were definitely, Game 1 was definitely bad for them, of course, getting up 10 runs, but games 2 through 4 here, not bad at all. Zach Plesac tonight gave up 3 runs. He wasn't terrible. And you look at Houston, though, and this lineup was just really good. I mean, all around, very good numbers for you. Alex Bregman, didn't do much in this series until this game. Mike Yastrzemski batting 133. He wasn't very good in this series. But Martinez batting 500 right now. Devers batting 333. He's got 7 RBIs so far already. Freeman batting .313. I mean, you know, Duffy batting .471. That's a very surprising hitter that's doing surprisingly well at the moment. Even McCann has, you know, 3 RBIs and is batting .333. So overall, offense for Houston has been excellent, and the pitching for them has been the difference maker. It was just incredible in this series. Mike Minor tonight, 7 innings, 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Fantastic numbers. Vesia gave up 2 runs in .2 innings. Kendall Graveman, 1.1 innings, got a 4-out save, walked the door, and got 3 strikeouts. So that is going to finish off the divisional series here for you in this episode. We have the championship series is all determined now. And you get a look at the final box scores here. Houston 2-10, 1-4. I mean, you know, 6 runs was the most that they scored all series long. And that's a good record right there for New York in the month of October. They haven't lost yet. So that's what we have for you in the following rounds. And actually, we didn't have a single Game 5, you know, technically elimination game for both teams in this postseason and then, you know, the divisional rounds. But that's how it shakes out. The Indianapolis Arrows facing Nashville and the Houston Reapers facing off against the New York Honey Badgers. So next time, we're going to actually take a little bit of a break from Major League playoff action. We're not actually going to play this game. We're going to go to AA, and we're going to play a couple of AA playoff games, and then we will go back to AAA. We will play this AAA championship game for you as well, and then we'll start the championship series. But I really want to highlight these, the minor league playoffs, because we have a few prospects here. Grady Howes, Michael Harris, and Royce Lewis. All 3 of those guys are top prospects in baseball. All 3 of those guys major league contributors in the future for sure. And then Gavin Williams and Mackenzie Gore, both of those guys are top prospects. In AA, there's some guys as well that I want to highlight for you as well. So we'll have AA, then AAA playoffs, then back to the major leagues. And that'll be the, you know, how we'll do it for the next few episodes here as we wrap up the postseason and we get really deep into the World Series pennant chase. So that'll do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope everybody is having a great weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you want to keep to date with the videos that I'm coming out with. I will see you all next time. Have a great weekend again, and God bless.